Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Welcome to Brainwreck. I'm Jason
That
Axe.
came in hot. I'm Kevin Graham.
And this is the podcast that's going to the movies.
We are at the movies.
That's right.
It's very odd that they allowed us to do this here.
Yes.
This is an old-timey theater out in Hollywood. Normally, as you think, like, we got a movie playing in the back. Mm-hmm. For them to let us set up a table here.
I mean, typically this is rude.
This is extremely rude. I mean, everybody who paid for a ticket, like, they're just getting all this. They're just getting all this. They're getting all.
I mean, they are getting the best show on the internet.
This is the best show on the internet.
The best show on the internet.
And you know what?
And you would think after all this time, one would learn to talk into the microphone. But
I have the microphone right here. Okay. You know what? Do you want me to eat it? I will eat the mic. Okay.
please.
For all the weeks we've been sitting here saying, this is the best show on the internet, not a single soul has proved us wrong.
Nope.
So
Challenge has been out there.
The challenge has been out there. Nobody's been able to say, hey, you're not the best show on the internet.
That's
I mean,
right.
even if they did, they have no proof that we're not.
Correct.
Proof that we're not the best show on the internet.
It's true. It's like Tap the Rockies. I don't know.
The who?
I don't know. Anyway.
The Rockies.
Yeah. Anyway, we're here at the
Hey.
movies. We've made it to Hollywood, California.
We have.
We were just visiting the sign. We went to the place where the Manson guy lived.
Oh, dude, that's such a great segue. Like, do you even realize how good of a segue that was?
Of course not.
So good. But we're gonna get into some of that Manson shit here in a couple minutes.
Oh shit.
But no, we have been some hard traveling heroes. As
we
of late.
have, we're racking up those frequent driver miles.
We drove out to San Diego.
Yep.
We made a little stop in a backwood of Texas.
Yep.
Then we head out to San Diego. Then we went out to Area 51. They let us in. They showed us around. There wasn't much to see.
No,
Obviously, there was nothing out in there.
Or you would have seen it.
Or you would have totally seen it on this
Yes.
show. And then where the hell were we? Like, where did we go last week? Oh, we actually went back out to Venice. It was weird. We drove all the way out to California.
Yeah.
And then we went to the place, and then we drove back out to California.
Right. Well, we missed it.
What?
We missed it.
We missed what?
California.
We did miss. I mean,
Blue skies and
I
sunshine.
thought you meant like, we missed it. Oh,
No.
Like,
No, we were
I miss
longing
man,
for it. We were longing.
Yeah, I'm long for California. So long. Just, whew. Yeah. So we went back out to California, and then we figured, hey, what's right close by? A little bit of Hollywood sun, Hollywood swingers.
I always. Okay.
Okay.
I'm a little bit of a nut for a little bit of Hollywood history.
Oh God, that's loud. For Hollywood history.
Yeah, I really like the allure of Tinseltown back in the day.
Yeah.
All the kind of like the, not just like the glitz and the glamour, but kind of like the whole thing, like how it was like an outlaw place, like anything goes.
Are you sure you're
kind
not
of
thinking
shit.
of Vegas?
No.
You
Old
think
Hollywood.
Old Hollywood.
Old Hollywood. There were no rules.
I mean,
Nobody had any
I feel
rules.
like the West.
They filmed a goddamn movie on a goddamn nuclear waste site.
What was that?
That was the one that killed that guy.
What guy?
Can't
He
think
got
of it.
radiation?
Yeah. What's his name? He was the voice of Richard Diamond in the old radio plays.
He filmed a movie on a nuclear plant.
Well, no, they filmed the movie out in the desert, which they
Right.
didn't know that in the desert they had done it was right around World War II.
Like
yeah.
atomic testing.
Yeah.
shit.
And they all got fucking cancer.
Fuck, why are we out here? You brought me back. Why?
Dude, Tinseltown.
Okay, I mean, you're not wrong. I do think, kind of going back to your whole idea of like it being sort of like, you know, the Wild West, you know, back in the day. I do feel like a lot of areas out in the West were like up until maybe about like 10 years ago, were really just kind of lawless.
Yeah.
I mean, even quite possibly today, we just don't know it.
We don't know.
It's shit you don't know about.
We're
It's
just
all happening
tourists.
on the underground. Yeah, we're just tourists, man. We're all tourists, just living day to day, walking around in these skin suits. Sorry, the fucking Area 51 waves, like totally.
I was gonna say, man, like you're still.
Something broke in me on that trip.
Well, listen, it was probably the thing.
It was the heat. The heat.
The heat is on, my friends.
The heat is, and it's on the streets, and we're off the streets and in this movie theater.
And we saw the Hollywood sign.
Yep.
And
the Hollywood sign, where we are, it's like there.
Remember, like, I didn't realize that you had to hike like 15 miles to get up to the goddamn
15 miles uphill with one shoe.
With one shoe.
One shoe.
I don't know if you folks know this or not. There's rattlesnakes out here.
There's fucking rattlesnakes everywhere.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Know how many times I've seen a rattlesnake before today?
Not once.
Not a single time. Not even at the zoo.
Not even at the zoo, which is weird. You would think that they would have rattlesnakes at the zoo.
Well, they just keep the boas, like, you know.
Yeah, but the boas are boring.
I know, but they want to do their Hulk Hogan impression. So
Yeah,
they just put the boas on.
They just kind of lay there lazily.
Yeah.
And then, you know, everyone's like, boa! And it's like, yeah.
Boot and a leg drop. It's over.
Leg drop. It's over.
Don't forget scorpions.
I mean, Big City Nights. What can you say?
Big City Nights, Rocky Like a
Rocky
Hurricane, the zoo.
The zoo.
Yep.
The fucking zoo.
Yeah.
Great song. Like sometimes I get out of work and I just like put that on my phone and I listen to it while I'm driving and I'm like, this is my jam. Like I can
Fun
dig
fact
on this.
about Scorpions. Actually, not the band.
Not the band.
Not the band, but actual Scorpions.
Yeah.
My boss, my old boss, who I saved his life and then he fired me.
Right. I forgot about that.
Check the archives for that story. I'm sure I've told it.
I'm pretty sure we've said it here on the show.
He told a story once about how he lived in Arizona with his dad in a trailer.
Sure.
If you can believe it. I can believe it.
I have no reason not to believe it.
And his dad got stung in the toe by a scorpion.
Shit.
And he was just like, he was one of those dudes that like, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. Like, you know, one of those hard-ass dudes.
Okay,
Like, you know,
sure.
I'd rather chop my toe off than see a doctor kind of guy.
Oh, yeah.
So he was just like, it'll go away.
And then he died.
No.
Oh.
No. He was lucky that he woke up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
He woke up in the middle of the night and his body was 3 times its size. And he was lucky he woke up, because if he didn't wake up, he would have died.
Yeah.
And so they saved him.
So
I don't know if he's alive today.
I don't know much about scorpions other than sting.
Right.
What is and
Deathlocks.
And Deathlocks, man.
Yeah.
And just, you know, I mean, he's from Venice Beach.
Right.
And then he became the Crow.
Everyone needs a new gimmick.
Can't rain all the time.
More on that later.
What? So like because I don't really know much about scorpions. So like, are they all like one sting and you're dead? That sort of thing.
They can be like you got to suck the venom out.
Oh.
Which I heard that's bullshit. Like some people say, like the old wives' tale was like, if you get stung, like, bro, you gotta suck it out. You know, oh shit, you gotta suck it out.
Suck out that venom.
You gotta suck it out.
I will say this: I got stung in the hand by a wasp once.
Okay.
And it was like instant reaction, because like you get like the stingers in there sometimes. fucking stingers everywhere. Apparently.
Right. Splashes and everything.
Splashes and everything. But that was the first thing I did. Like I felt
When you live in the desert, you have to check your shoes before
do.
you put them, because scorpions hide in them.
I do that with mice.
You know, I have an irrational fear of finding a dead mouse in my shoe.
I think I know somebody who found a dead mouse in their shoe.
I stepped on a dead mouse once.
Yeah.
It was the most unpleasant experience of my life.
Were you barefoot?
Luckily,
Luckily,
I had a sock on.
Oh, okay, well, that's like a little bit better.
There's a little bit of a barrier.
One time, my brother stepped on his fish.
Stepped on his fish.
On his own fish.
Yeah.
My brother had this weird thing with pets, like not like cats or dogs or anything like that,
Right.
But like with fish, he had a lot of fish that killed themselves.
Bro.
So like he had a goldfish. It was like a big fucking goldfish. Jumped out of he had the fish bowl on his dresser in the middle of the night. Jumped out of the bowl onto the ground. He woke up the next morning and stepped on it because he didn't know it was there. Because why would you expect a fish to be on the floor?
But to be fair, yeah, that fish was committing suicide.
Yeah, and then one time he cooked his beta fish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he was cleaning the tank, and then he put it in water, but like forgot that he had hot water running because he was like cleaning something. So he put the fish in the hot water, put the fish off to the side, clean out the bowl and everything. Went to get the fish, put it back in, and it was doing the dead flow.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, it was. I think my parents stopped buying like fish and stuff after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so the wasp thing, the wasp stung me, and like I looked down, and it was like hanging there out of my hand. I was like, "Fuck!" And I flicked it off, and I immediately like tried sucking it out,
Right?
Like because I was like, I don't know if they have venom or anything, so I'm just doing it, and it tasted like shit. It tasted terrible, but I got it, and like my hand didn't swell up or anything. So I was like,
okay.
Hey, super duper. And then I remember like there was this one time. What?
Super duper.
Super duper, man. And then I remember there's this one. Oh, I remember, actually, my science teacher, because he was right there. He was like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I got stung." He goes, "Suck the venom out." so that's why I did it. But I remembered that all the way up until like a few years back.
Are you sure you're not remembering that wrong? Where
no.
he's like, "I'll suck it out for you."
No. He told me to. It wasn't like that.
Oh, okay.
He was a cool guy.
Oh, he's a cool guy.
He's a cool guy. I mean, not like, yeah, he's a cool guy, but like, no, he was a cool teacher. He was like one of the better ones. A couple of years previous to now, I was at a tailgate with some coworkers, and this girl who was at the tailgate got stung. And like one of my coworkers, like he was like sitting there checking on her, and I was like, "What happened?" And she's like, "I got stung." And I was like, and he's like, "Yeah, she got stung." I'm like, "Suck out the venom." And then so they were brother and sister.
Okay.
Their dad was right there, and he just looks at me and goes, "They're brother and sister." And I was like, "So?"
Suck out the venom.
I'm like, it sounded like I said, like, fucking, like, like, suck out the venom. Like, I was like, no, really, like
that's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you do. I'm not telling them to fuck, like, because listen,
because we got a stance.
Because we've got, listen, there's a few stances we take on Brainwreck.
Oh, but only one really serious one.
One in particular. Above all else, well, maybe not above all else. I mean, it's up there. It's at least equal to some other things.
It's top tier.
It's top tier.
Yeah,
top tier stance.
You're paying premium for it.
We don't do family fucking around here.
Nope.
No, sir. It was a legitimate inquiry for the dude to the. So it's fucking people, man. Everybody's family fucking. It's gross.
Anywho, suck out the venom,
man.
kids.
Fucking scorpions and shit, rattlesnakes. We saw those rattlesnakes.
What the fuck are we talking about?
We were going up to the Hollywood Hill.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So it was a hike. You gotta watch out for the fucking snakes and the scorpions, the coyotes and mountain lions.
Yeah. They're kind of chill, though.
No, they'll kill your ass.
Well, I mean, like, they're chill.
No, they will kill you.
I mean, fine.
And of course, the one thing that Hollywood is most known for, The rats.
The rats?
Bro, I thought it was a skunk.
What?
The rat we saw?
Oh.
I thought it was a skunk, and I was like, oh, shit, watch out. And then, like, it ran away with, like, another rat in its mouth. And I'm like, holy shit.
Oh, God, yeah. It's just chaos.
It's, you know what? Nature. It's got no rules.
So what has been, okay, so, like, when you perceive Hollywood, like, prior to being here, like
yes.
Because I know you talk about, like, old-time Hollywood.
Yep.
But, like, now it's kind of like, I feel like it's almost overdone.
Yeah, like,
You know?
like people know what to bank on. Like, they know that see, here's the thing. I will never, not in a million years, take one of those tours of Homes of the Stars.
I don't give a shit.
Not only do I not give a shit, I'm pretty fucking sure he's just making it up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's no...
Yeah, like, you're never going to see, you know, like, Ted Danson out there, like watering
mowing
his
his
lawn.
lawn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
doing something like that.
Planting a flower.
I feel like some people you would see that, though.
I mean, that's true. I could see Danny DeVito out there, you know?
Yeah.
Doesn't have hobbies, you know?
Yeah, stays active, I'm sure.
Climbs out of couches.
Climbs out of couches, you know, bangs whores. Just living life.
Right.
As you should.
As you should.
Yeah, so, like, I feel like Hollywood nowadays is a bit overdone. It doesn't really have that, like, appeal.
There's no charm. Like,
It's
everyone's
kinda
in
like-
color. Like,
Everyone's in color.
everyone's in color.
You expect it to be like Pleasantville?
Like, yeah.
Like,
just
you enter this bubble and suddenly everything's in black and white?
Like, that's what I was led to believe.
I mean, we're not in black and white. I mean, it's not...
What? Wait, what?
Are you... We're not... Like it's not like we walk into a bubble and
No,
we just become black
we're
and
in
white.
black
We're
and
not.
white.
No, we're not.
We're black and white.
We're...
It don't
I
matter.
mean, I mean, we're white wearing black,
Bro,
but...
it don't matter if you're black or white.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's still canceled.
No, I thought they uncanceled him.
When they
found out he died,
yeah, he was
uncanceled.
canceled, and then people were like, "Nah, he's cool," and then he died, and then he got canceled again, and then he died again, and people were like, "Yay, Michael, we miss you."
exactly. So it's
And
cool.
it's like, I don't know. Who can I listen to? You guys are in black and white though. No, we're not.
Yes, we are. Bro, we're in Hollywood.
Yeah, but
This is what I was led to believe.
I don't know what you're believing.
In a thing called love. Just listen to
the
the
rhythm. Heart.
Anyway.
Anywho,
One thing I will say that I was not expecting coming to Hollywood, it is very dirty.
I feel like it's kind of like New York City.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. So you hear about New York City, and like I'm a big fan of New York City. A lot of people are like, you know, like it's fun, but like after a week, is it? And I'm like, yes, it is, because just go away from the touristy areas. Mm-hmm. And I feel that's kind of what a lot of places like California. I can only believe that you became black and white because you entered Hollywood. We're not black and white.
But
Everything's
we are, because we are perceived to be.
Am I not seeing something?
Are you colorblind? You can't smell.
I mean, I can't smell, but that doesn't mean I'm colorblind.
I think there might be related.
Is this like I can't hear Jimmy?
Yes.
So this is like the Jimmy thing?
This is the Jimmy thing.
Shit, okay.
Not to be confused with the Dave Matthews song.
With the Jimmy thing.
Jimmy Thang.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh, New York City.
Yes.
Like, I love New York City. I could live
don't.
in New York City.
Okay.
You know, I've got friends down there. I love going down there and hanging out. There really is a lot of stuff to do. You just have to go find it and go off the beaten path. It looks normal to you because you're in it. Well, he's saying we're in black and white.
Well, yeah, but I know the perception.
What perception?
Perception of Hollywood.
Anyways, New York City, it's great, but you got to go away from like Times Square.
But why?
that's
The
big
naked
thing.
cowboy is there.
Fuck the naked cowboy. Who gives a shit about the naked cowboy? Fuck that guy.
I like the Disney store.
I mean,
3
like the store,
stories.
like, okay, if you want to take an afternoon, go down to Times Square, do some, you know, novelty shopping, knock yourself out.
Toys R Us is gone though.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. They had a Ferris wheel.
But I feel like that's sort of what like a lot of California is like. you have to go. You have to really go off the beaten path and get out of the touristy areas. And I feel like with Hollywood, it's like they make movies and porn here, but and sometimes porn movies. But you gotta kind of like do swim in and out of
Oh, we're just swimming.
We're just like swim outstream and then
Okay.
go hang out in the other areas and stuff.
I think you get shot there though.
Well, I mean, you gotta go to find out.
Trial and error.
Sometimes it's like, 2 blocks to the left. It's great. 2 blocks to the right. Not so great.
Crisscross. One flip stop. Fuck. What are we doing here?
We're talking about Hollywood.
It's great. I love it.
However, just the other day, my buddy and friend of the show, Ryan Bergman, and I, we had gone and saw. Huh?
What? Went to Hollywood?
Well, no, we saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Quentin Tarantino's 9th film, as it was billed as, because I don't know, that's important.
Who's counting?
Hollywood.
Right.
They are literally counting because that's how they promoted the movie.
Okay.
It's his 9th movie. I'm like, okay.
Well, then they got a good education system.
I mean,
they're counting.
Sure.
Right? I wouldn't.
I was very much looking forward to this.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I've seen all but one of his movies.
Oh, Tarantino's.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have not seen Hateful Eight.
I have not seen that either.
I intend to.
Okay.
However, it's long as fuck. Although on Netflix you can watch it in episodes.
Oh.
They broke it up because it's a long fucking movie.
Gotcha.
And listen, you can get me in there for 2 hours plus for like an Avengers movie.
Oh, okay.
But like this was a 2 hour and 45-minute movie.
Ooh.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Once Upon
a Time in Hollywood.
See, I saw Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
I didn't know that was a sequel.
It was a sequel, to a movie that was kind of a reboot, remake sequel.
Right.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know. I just saw like guns and guitar cases, and I was in.
I think a lot of people didn't realize that.
No.
But I was like, no, it's the sequel to Desperado, which
Right.
was the sequel to El Mariachi, which was only filmed for like $5,000.
So is this movie related?
Related to
Once Upon a Time in Mexico?
I feel because Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino sort of have this kind of bond.
Right. James Bond?
No, not quite James Bond. More of a friendship bond.
Okay.
And
it's a trilogy.
The Once Upon a Time in Mexico. And Desperado, El Mariachi.
Right.
Yeah.
Flamethrowers and shit.
There was a flamethrower in this movie.
There was?
Oh, dude, it was fucking nuts. So fucking insane. But no, because they both sort of were products of, early 90s independent film.
Right.
And, so like a lot of those guys kind of bonded together. And I feel like, their movies sort of have this cross compatibility with one another. Mm-hmm. So you could almost theorize that they take place in the same universe.
Okay.
You know? Plus, they also did the Grindhouse movie together.
Right.
Yes. One did Tarantino did Death Proof, and Rodriguez did the fucking other one, Planet Terror.
Which
was the other one I saw. Yeah.
Excellent.
It was a fun time.
Yes.
But Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, long as fuck. So I was like, listen, if we're gonna go see this, like, I need the afternoon because like I can't do this at like 8:00. Because, by the time the movie starts, it'll be 8:30. By the time you get out, it'll be, 4:30 in the morning. So, like, let's try to find an earlier showing.
Right.
So we got there, we sat down, we started watching. And, like, I'm digging on it. Because now, like, the whole movie was sort of promoted around this idea that it takes place in the same time as, the Manson killings.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, like we went and saw, the Manson place.
Right.
So, like, this movie takes place sort of in that time.
It's on a cliff. It's weird.
Late 60s. And a major plot point is Sharon Tate's murder.
Okay.
Who was, I forget if she was married or just dating Roman Polanski at the time.
I think they were married.
They might have been married.
I think they were married.
And she was pregnant with his child. And that, unfortunately, members of the Manson family came and killed everybody in the house.
Yeah.
So like that was sort of like the buildup.
Mm-hmm.
And if you saw Inglourious Bastards, you knew, okay, so like they're gonna change something.
Right.
There's gonna be a little bit of history rewriting.
Right. Why not? History's fiction anyway.
Okay. Who told you that one, Fox News? So sorry, I got deep.
Them's fighting words.
So I was really in for the movie.
Okay.
Coming out of the movie, I was like, why? I'm not, I could, it was one of those things where I couldn't really put together what I just saw.
Okay.
I knew I didn't really enjoy it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's a 2 hour and 45-minute film. It could have been a hard 2 hours.
Oh, wow. 45 minutes.
It was a good chunk of time that they could have very easily just chopped out.
Right.
And not to give too much away.
Right. No spoilers here.
I mean, I won't spoil the movie, even though, I mean, come on. So Charles Manson plays a very small role in this movie.
Okay.
He's literally he as a character is in the movie for 3 minutes.
Wow.
Like not even. And then all the stuff with Sharon Tate, completely unnecessary. Because it really doesn't. I personally felt like it didn't add anything. I'm not going to say it did or it didn't.
For someone who doesn't know the story, though.
Here's the thing. If you don't know the story, it's still not going to help.
Oh,
because they don't really dive into that too much. Like all the scenes with Sharon Tate, don't really go anywhere. Like they don't really add it. And again, like this is me. I'm not a film critic or an expert, so like fuck me if I'm wrong. I felt like it didn't add anything to the movie.
Okay.
I felt like it was a waste of time. I felt like it would have been way more intriguing had all of the Manson and the Polanski and the Tate stuff just been like a subplot that only occurred in the background.
Gotcha.
So like they did a lot of stuff with the radio when like Brad Pitt and DiCaprio were driving around. Like there were constantly like old-timey sort of like old-timey like ads and stuff.
Ooh, I love
like,
that
oh,
shit.
this is coming up and make sure you catch it. Ha ha ha. And then there was like a bit of a plot about the Wrecking Ball. The film with it was Dean Martin, and I think it was like one of Sharon Tate's like breakout roles. So like all of that stuff, it like they just kind of focused too much on it, to where I was like, okay, but like this isn't the focus of the movie.
Right.
You learn very quickly that she's not really the focus. She's just kind of there, like almost as like a misdirect. But again, like it just doesn't go anywhere. And then the ending happens. And I'm just like, what the fuck did I just watch?
As in, like, did it abruptly end, or was it like a fucking like
it didn't necessarily
a nuke go off, or
like I saw, like I could tell that we were getting to the end. Like I could tell that the end of the movie was coming up.
Right.
So it wasn't just like boom and it was done. Oh man, do you want some of my beverage?
I want to try this.
You want to try this? Okay, so a bit of a beverage, quick little off-topic thing here. Watermelon, ice, a couple scoops of blueberry crumble Halo Top ice cream.
Ooh,
I said ice, right?
I think so.
Ice, some Tito's vodka.
Okay.
Mixed together, blended.
See, in Hollywood,
it
looks like I'm just drinking my milk.
It does look not, I mean, maybe strawberry milk. How is it?
It's a bit more watery than I expected.
Well,
it
that's
to
because
be.
all the ice melted.
Of course.
Yeah. So it doesn't have that like.
But if you like watermelon, which I mean,
who doesn't like watermelon?
who doesn't like watermelon?
Yeah.
That's for everybody. That's a drink for everybody.
This is a drink for everybody.
You
right.
just united the world.
Fucking A, man. Fucking A. This is what we do on Brain Rack. We unite people, not families, but people. Together, we bring them. Cheers. So the movie didn't just end.
Okay.
Like it wasn't just like, oh, that shit just happened, now it's the end of the movie.
Right.
I like, as everything was sort of winding down, I'm like, okay, so this is the end of the movie. This is the end of the movie is coming. The end of the movie is here. Now the movie is over. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Because, and the issue that I had with, so like the main focus of the film really is the characters that are played by Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Because why wouldn't they be?
Like they are the main characters.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this whole notion of like, oh, like the Charles Manson murders are happening, and like you get to meet the Manson family, and like then like Sharon Tate, and like she gets murdered in real life. But like, could they change something with this? All the Sharon Tate stuff could have been easily cut out.
Okay.
And then like over the past couple of days, I was thinking a lot about it, and I was online, I was on Twitter, and I was reading a lot of the reviews, and people fucking love this movie.
Oh.
Like head over heels.
Just the Tarantino fanboys?
No, like a lot of, because I was trying to find a lot of people who I recognize, like celebrities and stuff.
Gotcha.
And even like a couple of film critics were like, yeah, like this is a great film. They're like, everything about it is just so compelling, and like it's so much fun. And I'm like, what did I? And I was like, did I miss something?
Did I go out and get popcorn at the fun part?
I mean, I know it was a 2-hour 45-minute movie. Did I like fall asleep at some point? So I started thinking about it. I started thinking a lot about what people were saying about it, and one of the biggest elements that I kept going back to was the soundtrack.
Okay.
It's got a great soundtrack because it's late 60s, so
okay.
You get all the music from that era, and everything kind of fits in. It's not just like, you know, a song for the sake of having a song in there. Like everything really does sort of add to the movie and what's going on at that point in time.
Cool.
And so I've been like listening to like a lot of the music from the movie, and then like music that sort of inspired that you know, whole concept. And I was like, okay. And I started thinking about it more, and I was like, maybe the movie really isn't about anything. Maybe the movie's not supposed to be about anything.
The movie's about a place and time, man.
The movie, god damn it, man, you said it. The movie is about a place and time. And it just happens to follow these two guys. And they are our guide through this place and time. And the other stuff that happens, well, like, that's just like the anchor.
Right.
To, like, let you know this is the place and time. This is the
place and time.
This is why this place and time is important.
Right. And
I thought about that more, and I was like, you know what? I can dig it. I can dig it.
Oh, you did a 360 on the movie?
I won't say no. It's not a complete 360. It's more like a fucking kind of like a 240.
Okay.
I won't say it's my favorite Tarantino film. I think if you're in the mood to just like throw a movie on and, you know, just like kind of, you know, it's like a chill night.
Right.
You get a couple drinks in you, maybe just like a little smoke.
Oh.
You know, just kind of like snuggle up, and you're looking for just like a long film to watch. Yeah, it's good because it takes you on an adventure.
Okay.
And I think that's really the point of the film.
It's just an adventure.
It's just, the film is just about an adventure.
Adventure is out there, folks.
It's not like because I really don't feel like anybody in the film learns anything.
Okay.
This has sort of been a trend with the movies we've been watching lately.
Yeah.
Nobody in the movie I'll say necessarily learned anything. I mean, I can't. Well, no. DiCaprio's character did have a good sort of progression.
Okay.
Like, not the greatest, but like I saw what they were doing. And I was like, okay, yeah. But like, so we just watched White Men Can't Jump.
Yes, we did. We had a little bit of a movie night.
Saw ourselves.
Let's see. Wow, I would hate that movie. From Christy K.
Yeah, so Christy, I would recommend that you probably shouldn't even bother with the movie. I could tell you everything that happens.
Just watch Once Upon a Time in Mexico again.
Yeah, okay, we'll do that. We'll watch Once Upon a Time in Mexico, and during the movie, I'll say stuff that's relevant to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And then if we want to get real deep with it, I'll reference stuff from Once Upon a Time in America.
Wow.
Yeah. But we just watched White Men Can't Jump.
We watched White Men Can't Jump, but first,
okay, because I really want your take here.
Okay.
Because I asked you if you had seen this movie. You had said no. And I immediately was like, this is a movie I have to get you to watch.
Right.
The movie being Black Dynamite.
Yes. First viewing.
It's very much a parody.
Yes.
Of the exploitation films of like the early to mid 70s.
Right.
Sort of like that blaxploitation, just over the top. Mm-hmm. And then the movie is very heavy on like wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
It's very campy.
Super campy.
Yes.
It's, ironic for comedic effect.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, I had not seen this movie, and I am a fan of those type of movies. Like, in my top 5 favorite movies, which is in nobody's top 5 favorite movies, is I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker.
Which is you showed that to me for the first time. That's a fun time.
Amazing. One of an early Chris Rock film.
Yes.
Like before he was anybody. Mm-hmm. Amazing film. I love it. It's horrible but great.
Yeah.
And then I saw this movie, and as I was watching it, I was crying, laughing. But there was such a level of joy, and I enjoyed the movie. It was funny as all hell, but there was a little bit of part of me that was sad.
Sad?
Just a little bit of part of me that was sad, because life's too short to watch that movie again.
See, you said that. I don't know if I fully understand what you mean by that.
The movie is so spectacular because not only is it poorly written, on purpose, and poorly shot on purpose, including like boom mics in the shot,
like people reading stage directions.
Yeah.
So like this was probably I've seen the movie really a handful of times.
Okay.
I think this was the first time I ever recognized one of the characters was constantly reading the stage directions because he said it with such like vigor and it, like he was in character and he said the line perfectly, but he was also like when he was like, show the picture, this is my wife and kid. And he's like sarcastically, I'm in charge. And I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I never picked up on that.
It's amazing. But point being is like it's such a great movie, but it's such a it's one of those things that like I'm happy to see it the way I saw it.
Right.
And I don't want to see it again because I don't want to not like the movie.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's such genius,
right, that
it needs to be seen again. Like, I'm in a weird pickle.
This is what I would recommend because I was first introduced to this movie in college.
Okay.
Because it came out around that time. Actually, I don't know when. I'm trying to remember like when I actually first saw it. Might have been freshman year. And I had only watched, like, it was one of those movies that I wouldn't watch too often. Right. And I actually remember, and this kind of soured me on watching it for a while, because two of my buddies, I was like, you guys have to watch this movie.
Right.
Like, you got to watch this movie. Like, I was that guy who was like, dude, you got to watch this movie. It's so good. You get, like, kind of like I did with you.
Right.
However, you liked it. They did not.
Oh, no?
No.
They didn't get... well, see, like, I mean, if you can't tell by now, we kind of like camp on this show.
Yeah. It's very much so. So, like, after they were like, dude, that movie sucked. I was like, shit. It's like I hadn't watched... It was one of those movies that I only watched, like, a couple of times after that. I would say it's not necessarily a movie you can watch repeatedly.
No.
Give it a couple of months in between viewings, even, like, maybe once a year. Like, special occasions.
Right.
You know, if it's, like, a nice chill night and, you know, you want to have a couple drinks, maybe a little smoke, and just, like, curl up. Just like throw the movie on, have a laugh, take a nap. It's great.
It's got a process, folks.
just saying, I know how to enjoy life.
That's fair. That's fair. Now, then we watched our favorite movie.
I wouldn't say it's our favorite movie. I mean, like us as a collective unit.
Yes.
Okay, I guess that's fair.
Yes.
As a collective,
Yes.
the favorite movie of the collective.
In the Venn diagram of us.
Okay.
Yeah, White Men Can't Jump.
White Men Can't Jump
right in the middle.
Right there in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This might have been my least enjoyable viewing of the movie.
Me too.
Yeah.
I
think it
why.
was the extended cut.
Oh yes, 100%.
So on the Blu-ray, you can watch the theatrical version.
Yes.
Or you can watch the extended cut. And apparently, what they cut from the movie was all the racism.
All the domestic abuse.
Yeah. I was like, I don't remember that.
And that was one of the things that we tried to do while we were watching it was, okay, so this is the extended cut, like what's extended? Because a lot of times, well, actually, with a lot of early DVDs, that was a big push.
Yeah.
Was have the extended cut.
Deleted
There's
scenes,
an extra,
things like that.
There's an extra 5 minutes. There's an extra half an hour.
Right.
Sometimes there was an extra 2 lines. Like, it was literally like somebody said fuck 5 more times.
Right.
And that was the extended cut. This extended cut, yeah, not only did like the scenes and the dialogue that was added back in not fit with anything else that was going on in the movie. There was just a lot of racism is always unnecessary. But like in the what I was gonna say is in the context of the movie, for
yeah,
like
it didn't make any sense.
Like it didn't make any sense. Like
no,
there's just like a handful of scenes where suddenly Billy's like an uber racist, and
yeah,
I'm like, at no other point is he like that.
No,
and then like he's constantly telling
Gloria,
yeah, he was constantly telling Gloria to shut the fuck up and.
There's implications.
There was like implications, and I'm like, what is this?
Right.
Why?
Well, the editor did a good job.
Yeah. Whoever cut all that out, kudos to you.
Yeah, because I was watching it, and I'm just like, man, whew. Not only is this heavy, but like it dawned on me for the first time after watching that movie, and like I've watched that movie, I swear to Christ, probably 60 to 70 times I've seen this movie. It occurred to me this viewing of the movie, the economics do not make sense of the movie at all.
Okay, listen, I know it was the early 90s.
Uh-huh.
And,
I didn't even need Christy for that.
Great point. So and again, like early 90s, money had a lot of added value back then.
Right.
$2,000 could get you a lot further than what it could now.
Right.
But like I started picking up on that a lot more. They're like, oh yeah, like we're playing for $1,500 or this tournament, we're playing for $5,000.
Right.
And it's like, I need this money so I can buy my house. I'm like, you need $5,000 to buy a house? Jesus Christ, what the fuck did the banks do to us in 08? like that's all you needed?
Well, I mean, like that's down payment,
But then also like
they probably got some funding.
I mean, man, I don't know.
Maybe they got their closing costs covered. You gotta think of these things.
But then like all the hustles that they were throwing down.
Yeah.
Like something about it didn't make sense.
Well, not only that, but like even the last quote unquote hustle of that movie is a perfect example. So Sydney finds Woody's character Billy.
Yeah.
After Gloria just went on Jeopardy and she gave Billy money to go
get a suit, to go find
a job, right? And they're gonna play the King and Duck.
Yeah.
They're going to play the King and Duck.
Playing down there.
Yeah. But what he said, so Sydney's house apartment got broken
into. Everything was taken.
Everything was taken, including their money for their house, right? So they were playing the King and Duck for $2,500. $2,000 of that money was Billy's. 500 of that was Sydney's. In theory, if they had won, they would have doubled their money.
Yeah.
So Billy would have had $2,000 more, giving him $4,000.
Yeah, he would come out with $4,000,
and Sydney would come up with $1,000.
You're great at math.
Like Christy, smooth the fuck over.
Yeah. I'm gonna have you do my taxes next year.
I wouldn't advise that. But I was just like, so wait a minute. All your shit was stolen, and you're walking away with an extra $500?
Like
the economics do not make sense.
And like Gloria left Billy because of this.
Right.
Also, you could have an extra $500.
No,
I mean, I'm sure he had renter's insurance.
okay.
Well, I mean,
he had the roofing thing.
He had the roofing thing. He had the basketball thing. He had the construction thing.
It was a little slow.
But he still had it.
Yeah.
I mean, there was that guy who paid him $3,000 for the tile.
Right.
So
right.
it was a couple bucks.
Well, the thing is too, is like, but then like you could, I guess, like if you're going to be super super nice, you're gonna assume that Billy is just going to give him all the winnings and just take his $2,000 back.
But Sidney also fucked Billy over.
Correct. But Billy owed Sidney for getting him the favor, and it's like,
I forgot about
nobody explained any of this.
Yeah, and then like at the end of the movie, well, here's the thing that dawned on me after this time we watched it. Nobody learns anything.
No.
Like there's no greater outcome at the end of this movie. Like, really, we don't know if Sidney was able to recoup all of his belongings. We don't know if he was able to buy the house.
Yeah, we don't know if he moved.
Gloria left Billy.
Right.
So he's jobless. He's got nowhere to go. Mm-hmm. He's got, nothing to him. Mm-hmm. So he's probably just going to go hang out with the fucking a cappella singers.
Right.
And I don't know, make a couple of bucks there.
Right.
Singing, playing.
I do like the message at the end of the movie.
What's the message?
Where Sidney drops the 20 in the thing.
Yeah.
And he's just like, if I don't take care of my people, who's gonna? Kind of thing. Like he's a community guy.
Is he though?
No.
I mean, was that the hustle?
I don't know. It didn't seem like a hustle. Like it's one of those things that like, is Wesley Snipes a good guy? I don't know.
Who's like are there good people in this movie? I feel like Gloria is the only. Well,
no, she's not even that good. The Stookie brothers.
Well, the Stookie brothers. I mean, they didn't kill him.
That's true.
Like, oh my God, were the Stookie brothers the best? like the best people in that movie? Because at the end of the day, what we eventually learn is they're not actually killing their quote unquote victims for whomever they're out there doing the hits for.
Right.
They're taking the money. That the people, whatever money that people can bring in, they're just taking that. Like you learn. Oh, they're hustling too.
Yes.
Which was the first. This was also the first time that I realized. Oh no, they're hustling. Their people.
Yes.
They're just taking the money that these people are giving them, and then they're like, "Oh, you're dead." Not really though. So run along.
Right. Back in the '90s when you didn't have to fact check.
I mean,
nobody had a Facebook page.
Nobody had Facebook.
Right.
Yeah. And if they're running around doing the hits, like they're working for some, fucking guy who's not leaving his apartment.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's very true.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, like nothing really gets nothing gets accomplished in that movie.
Not at all.
It's just all about hustling.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess in itself is like, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was almost like, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we have to watch Money Train.
Money Train.
Next, which is the other Wesley Snipes, Woody Harrelson movie.
I was thinking of watching it instead of White Man Can't Jump, but I was so excited.
You were
to watch White Man Can't Jump because I hadn't seen it in so long. Probably should have watched Money Train.
Well, now, okay, but at the very least, it was a learning experience.
It was a learning experience.
So we don't watch the extended cut.
Don't.
Only watch the theatrical edition.
TV's better if you can find it.
Yeah, TV's better.
Yeah.
They cut so much out. And commercials.
Yeah. But that's like how I saw it as a kid. So like that has nostalgia for me. Like it was on Comedy Central all the time.
All the time. It really was. And is it really a comedy? I mean, I guess.
Listen, like
there's comedic
there's
themes.
one reason that movie is successful, and it's because of the insults.
That is true. The insults are fucking.
Like there's really not much else to this movie besides the insults, and they're amazing.
Is the reason the movie? I mean, I don't even really know what the popularity of this movie was.
Probably not much.
But I mean, was the attraction to it just because it was like it was very much a product of the times?
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I could buy into that.
Yeah. I mean, you just look at like where they were, the whole racial thing that they were playing off of, like, yeah,
the outfits.
It was a '90s movie for sure.
Okay.
But anywho, did you have any more movie talk? because I got one other thing to go through before we go.
Let's roll through your thing.
Okay, so transform from the movies on the silver screen. We're gonna transfer to the movies, as the kids say, IRL.
In real life movies?
Yeah.
How do you do an in real life movie?
An in real life movie like Star Wars Galaxy's Edge over at Walt Disney World.
Oh my God. This is not one. Okay, go ahead.
Well, it's fitting. It's a movie.
It is. I mean, it's a movie and it is out here.
Yes. So for those of you who have not been following the Star Wars Disney news and who don't care, this is the time to turn off the show. But if you do care, if you are interested,
Don't. Why would you tell people to do that?
Oh no, we already got
views.
We already got the view. Turn it off, turn it back on. We'll get another view.
Okay.
Anyway, so Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland in California, which I was trying to get him to go to, but he was just like, "No, let's go to Hollywood."
Universal Studios in Hollywood, California.
I do want to go on the backlot tour.
Yeah, backlot tour.
Yeah. Anyway,
we're gonna go find the real backlot tour.
Fucking A. They got a plane back there. I don't know if you know that or not.
I got a lot of shit back there. I'm not telling you.
Yeah. So, in Disneyland out in here in California, opened in July.
Yes.
So that's been open for a while. There's been lots of stuff, lots of great things of that nature. But the one in Florida opens at the end of the month.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's right.
And they were doing cast member previews starting 2-3 days ago.
Okay.
Beginning of this week, I believe.
Okay.
They're doing cast member previews. So, like, if you're a Disney insider, you've been seeing all sorts of footage of how they're a little bit different. Looks like Walt Disney World is a little bit wider, for some more, to be able to have more people in it, that sort of thing. The general layouts are about the same. But the one thing that happened today that I was involved in was that they officially released or opened up all the reservations that you could make.
Okay.
Now, in the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, there are 3 specific reservations that you can make. You can make a reservation for the cantina so that you can get yourself a blue milk. You can get yourself a little food, a couple drinks, what have you. Another reservation that you can make is to build your own droid.
I've heard of the building of the droids.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the building of the droids, you basically can pick between an astromech, which is like R2-D2, or a BB droid, like BB-8. And they're remote controlled, and they do a bunch of shit, and they interact with the other droids in the land. So it kind of enhances your experience, your immersion into the movie that is Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And then the last reservation you could make was to build your own lightsaber.
Yes, which is what I would be down to do.
Correct. I would not be down for the price tag.
What's the price tag?
$200. But I will tell you this.
How nice is it?
It's an experience.
I mean, you're paying for the experience.
You get the experience of building your own lightsaber. There's a whole story involved in it, which you act out in. Like, you're basically like... You more immersion into the land.
Okay.
And then you walk away with a lightsaber, the light tube thing to make it illuminate, and a carrying case for your lightsaber. So it's not a terrible, terrible deal if you really think about it.
Yeah.
It's expensive as fuck.
Yeah.
But you know what? Theme park prices, things of that nature,
Yeah, what are you
take that into consideration. Anywho, so as you know, I am going down there in November.
Yes.
So... When the reservations opened up, I was just like, well, shit.
Yeah.
I got to get me some reservations, right?
Did you res?
So, I found out that the reservation, like, they didn't really say that the reservations were opening today. They just kind of did it.
Okay.
So, like, I kind of just found out through the grapevine, like, one of my buddies messaged me and was like, hey, all the reservations are open. I'm like, oh, shit. So, like.
Everything, get the fuck out of my way.
Exactly. Pushing computers over, and I'm like, oh, no, I need that. So.
Right.
Kevin, let's sew it.
Let's do it.
Listen, what you do in your personal life?
I mean,
all right.
We were talking about that earlier.
Anyway, so I logged onto the website, and of course, just utter destruction.
Oh, sure.
Of the website.
Yeah.
Like, nothing's working. And
No,
of course,
not.
when Disney's website doesn't work, you don't just get like the regular like white with black text loading page. You get like Stitch licking your screen saying like, "Sorry, we can't find the page. Stitch must have eaten it or something." And you're like, "Fuck you! I want my goddamn reservation." So like you click and refresh, you get Stitch. You're like, "Fuck Stitch," and then like. So finally, like, I get to enter the queue, and I'm like, oh, God, I'm having Comic-Con nightmares all over again.
Oh, shit, yeah.
So I get through the queue, and, of course, like, I'm doing this, and, like, I'm also doing it with, like, my 3 buddies are doing for their own trips. Like, and one, like, Keith Harris is doing one, and my buddy Corey is doing another, and I'm doing it. And then all of a sudden, like, we get in the group chat, like, Corey's like, I got in. And he, like, got his reservation and stuff, and just like, okay, so I'm going to Hollywood Studios for 2 days, so I'm going to get a reservation for both days, so then I can just pick, and I'll be secure kind of thing. So, like, he got 2 reservations, only intends to use one, and will, like, pick and choose, so he's got options. And I'm like, that's a good idea.
Smart.
If I can get in,
yeah.
You know, and I'm just waiting, and, of course, like, the loading screen's the Millennium Falcon just swooping around and stuff, and you're like, come on.
You can be here.
Right, exactly. Look at all the fun you can have.
Yeah.
And so, like, I get in, and I'm like, oh, shit, this is great. And so, like, I go to the day, and I click the thing, and I'm just like, oh, look, they got the times.
Right.
And you click on the time, and you click the time, and I click OK to make the reservation, and I get Stitch. And I'm like, motherfucker, I just got through.
This is why I don't bother with that kind of stuff.
Right, and so, like, I back out, and then it puts me back into the queue.
You can't back out.
Well, I'm stuck on Stitch. What am I supposed to do?
You got to get one of those other computers you knocked over, start loading into that.
So I get back in the queue,
yeah,
and I'm like, okay. And I get back through, and I'm making the reservation. I'm like, all right, well, last time I chose 3:30, I got Stitch. So let's not do 3:30. Let's do, like, noon. And noon comes up, and it goes through, and I made the reservation for the Build Your Own Lightsaber experience. And I'm like, okay, let me go back in. Let me get the next day.
Okay.
So, like, and then I went back through, and I got a 1 o'clock for the next day.
Ah.
Meanwhile, Keith Harris is still in the fucking waiting room.
Oh.
Like, and, like, me and Corey are, like, digitally high-fiving.
I feel
and,
like, unfortunately,
screenshotting our reservation, sending it to each other, and, like,
I feel like that's
like
the
that.
only way that would have gone.
Right, yes.
Unfortunately, yeah.
But he did eventually get it.
Cool.
So, but the motherfucker of it all was trying to get into that fucking cantina.
Really?
Yes. So, with the cantina, it's not like a restaurant. Like, it's not like a sit-down. Like, it's a fucking cantina.
Right.
They have, like, 2 bar foods that you can choose from, and the rest is, like, all drinks. But it's so fucking themed, and they've got... You won't understand the awesomeness of this, but they used to have they opened a ride way back in the day called Star Tours.
I remember hearing of Star Tours.
Okay, so Star Tours, basically you're with this, like, tour company that gets stuck into a space battle.
Okay.
And they had this pilot droid named Rex who was just like, oh, this is your first flight? Well, it's mine too! Yeah, super, like, 80s and goofy over there. 80s and, like, hokey and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, about 10 years ago, they renovated Star Tours and put C-3PO in that spot. Well, what they did was they took that droid and made him the DJ at the cantina, and he's just like, this is my first time DJing, like, kind of like bring it back.
It's just like a running theme.
Yeah, like it's an inside joke for those that know.
Right.
So, like, you get to do that experience. You get the theming of the bar. You can get your blue milk with or without alcohol. It is dairy free. I'm very excited about that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So is it really milk?
It's almond milk.
Okay.
Which, by the way, fuck the Wegmans on James Street.
Why?
I looked for almond milk for probably 30 minutes and couldn't find it.
It's there.
No, it's not with the milk. Like, they have the milk, then they have the lactose-free milk, and that's it.
Christy, is it there?
You gotta go.
You used to get it there.
You gotta go out of the cheese, and if you go out of the cheese and you go down a little bit, it's its own thing, and it's like, fuck you.
Is it in the nature
How am I
section?
supposed to know? What?
Is it in the nature section?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But I hate you both.
Yeah.
All right.
that was a while
But anyway,
ago.
so back to the cantina.
Right.
So I'm trying to get the cantina, and I'm like, okay, well, I got party of 4, my family.
Yeah.
I'm bringing the kids, and I don't give a fuck what they say. They're seeing this goddamn cantina.
Are kids not allowed?
I don't know.
Gonna find out.
Yeah, we'll do the trench coat thing if
like...
need be. But
what are you talking about? I'm just a really tall adult.
Right, exactly.
Oh, this isn't a 3-year-old underneath me. What are you talking about?
I like that 3-year-old's on the bottom.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like I'm searching and I get nothing,
right.
and I get nothing, and I get nothing, and I get nothing, and then the site crashes again, and I'm like, fuck, and then I gotta load everything back up, and I'm searching, and I finally get one for our first Hollywood Studios day at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, I'll take what I can get. You know, like one of those
here's
things.
the thing. You just describing that experience right there. Listen, I would love to go to Disney someday. Never been. But you describing that experience makes me not want to go.
See, that's the thing. There are a certain section of people that will complain about the crowds no matter what.
You're right.
Okay. The thing is with Disney, you have to understand that, yes, it costs a lot of money. Yes, you will pay a lot of money to go there. The crowds will be bad. And as long as you expect that and as long as you plan for that, you'll be fine. You won't.
I mean, that's fair. That's a very fair point.
The people who complain about the crowds at Disney that it's too crowded are the people that don't plan anything. They show up and expect that they're just going to get on every ride. Like, no, you have to plan out your day. You have to know where you're going to be. You're going to have to get your proper fast passes. You have to do your research know.
It's pro tip right there.
To know when if you look at the charts of the queues of the line, you'll know that at 3:30 in the afternoon, you can just walk on It's a Small World. Like, that's just common knowledge. But you got to do your research.
Right. Okay.
So, like, you know.
I'll still wait for a down season.
There's no down season.
But there's like always like a valley.
There is a valley, which is either the beginning of September or the beginning of May.
See, I just want to go and there's not so many goddamn kids.
Yeah, they're still in school then.
Yeah.
So
it's all those fucking kids that just ruin it for you.
And those strollers.
Strollers.
Watch out for them strollers.
I bet Disney would be so much better if it wasn't for all the kids.
You know, somebody said that once.
Yeah.
All right, we're about out of time here, pal.
Oh shit! Yeah, this movie's still going.
Yeah, so this is.
I gotta go find a seat. What movie is this?
This is the Ghost Train. They're doing like a Turner. Subscribe.
I just wanted to get my seat.
You forgot your drink.
I got my drink.
Yep. Subscribe at Brainwreck Show.
Brainwreck Show.
All channels and social medias and whatnot.
If it's a thing you can sign up for and have an account on, we're there. Tinder, Twitch, Instagram,
TikTok.
We are on TikTok. Shit, I forgot about that. Fucking, I don't know. We probably got a Bumble somewhere. I think we accidentally got signed up for Grindr once. That was a weird night. Gmail.com. Brainwreck Show.
Yes, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. So for this week, I've been Jason X.
I'm Kevin Graham.
And this has been Brainwreck.
What movie is this?
This little boy,
This little girl,
their mother and father too. They all have an urge, and oh, what an urge for something to munch and chew. Choo-choo. Now these are just swell, and this rings the bell. The popcorn is crispy and hot. Then others again have a terrible yen for a drink that hits the spot. Go, go. So if you want candy, the lobby is handy. A condo with suites and a crew. With your kind permission, we'll have intermission. We're ready to serve all of you.